So as I'm sure a lot of you guys know up to this point, conservatives have been losing their damn minds ever since Tim Walz has been selected as the VP pick by Kamala Harris. And it's been nuts to see them try and grasp at straws to try and find something to use against him. We all saw like the tampon Tim nonsense because he got it passed in his state that, you know, tampons would be provided for free in public restrooms, both male and female restrooms. And so they started calling him Tampon Tim for that, which was really cringe and admittedly weird. You know, we wonder why, Tim Walz was able to get the whole weird thing going when it came to critiquing conservatives, because they are really fucking weird, okay? But having said that, the latest conspiracy theory that the right is running with is a conspiracy theory revolving around Tim Walz Dog. Chat. Now, I know that sounds insane. You're probably thinking, okay, what kind of conspiracy theory can conservatives create surrounding, some guy's dog? Okay, the guy seems to be really fond of his dog. He's a dog lover for sure. But yeah, they're creating some weird conspiracy theory around his dog. And it's just so bizarre. They can't find anything against him. So let's go after his dog. So it says, MAGA so desperate, they've now gone after Tim Walz Dog. And we have a video here that we're going to go ahead and take a look at. So without further ado,
play that shit.
Here we go. I see some questions in the chat. Are they saying a Whitney, Wisconsin with him? No, as insane as that would be of a claim to make. No, that's not the claim. But the claim they are making is even more bizarre in some ways. As if that can be hard to believe. At least if it was a Whitney, Wisconsin type situation, you could understand why such a big deal is being made about it. But no, it's just weird. You'll see in a second here. Here we go.
Ever since he was launched onto the national stage earlier this month, Republicans have been desperately trying to land an attack on Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. And because nothing so far has seemed to work, they've now resorted to attacking the family dog.
Baidu in the chat says he took his dog Scout to the dog park. They played with a brown dog. MAGA is coping and seething because they saw two different dogs and claimed he was lying about having a black dog named Scout. Yes, that is essentially what's going on here. He took a picture at a dog park of him petting another dog that was at the dog park. And because his dog Scout in all previous pictures was a black dog, they're claiming he lied about the dog. That's essentially what's happening. Now, this video gets into the gist of it of how that's the most insane claim to make, and it's just a weird thing to go after anyway. But yeah, that's what they're going with. They're claiming he lied about the existence of his black dog Scout.
Dog. I really wish I was joking. I am not joking. Now, it's important to know, this dog also has a very sweet history. Back when Walz first announced he was running for governor, he promised his then 10-year-old son, Gus, we remember Gus from last week, that the family could get a dog if they won the election. Well, one hard-fought contest later, Walz won the election, and young Gus was ready to make sure Dad remembered their deal. Upon hearing of his dad's victory, the first thing out of his mouth was, quote, "I get a dog," which is such a 10-year-old thing to say.
Okay, every piece of information that comes out about this guy just makes him appear more and more down to earth and more wholesome. That is a very wholesome, family oriented story. Hey son, if I win this election, we can get a dog. And he wins the election. And the first thought on his kid's mind is, yay, I get to get a dog now. And they got the dog. That's so wholesome. Every piece of information that comes out about this guy, the more and more I like him, right? And I really hope, once Kamala's term ends, because I'm pretty sure she's going to win. I have faith that she will win this upcoming election. But once her term is over, I hope this guy runs, because geez, he would be, obviously he's a great VP pick, but he would be a fantastic candidate for president as well. My God.
Now, a few months later, Governor Walz made good on his promise and adopted Scout.
Do people not remember when Obama told his daughters on the night he first won in 2008 that they're getting a new puppy? Is that true? Did that happen? I don't remember that. Interesting. Maybe Republicans will go back to claiming Kamala isn't black, or doubting his military service or his fertility. JD Vance is just doing weird attacks. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's exactly. I forgot about the whole like making fun of his fertility situation because his family used IVF to conceive their children. I totally forgot about that. You're totally right. And yes, they did start to question his military service, which is insanely bizarre. There's nothing to show. They basically wanted to turn him into a stolen valor type situation when nothing could be further from the truth.
Out as a young puppy. And Walz has posted about Scout a number of times since then, including in recent months. But some Republicans in the dark...
See, he's such a down-to-earth and relatable, like, politician. I've commented on this before, how both him and Kamala are extremely relatable. You know, I think I said this in previous videos where, like, you know, normally when you look at politicians, it seems like they're very different from us normie folk out here, right? And you can't really relate to them. It seems like they live on a whole different, like, stratosphere than us, right? But everything about Kamala Harris, and especially Tim Walz, is super, super relatable, which I think that's what people want out of a candidate. They want someone they can relate to, because someone they can relate to is more likely to understand the daily struggles that they deal with every single day, and better like sympathize with those struggles and be able to like take those into consideration when, you know, passing policy and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, it just... He's such a down-to-earth dude.
Darkest corners of the internet smelled a dog conspiracy.
Yeah, they're more authentic, exactly.
They pointed to this tweet of Walz with a different dog from nearly 2 years ago as some sort of smoking gun.
Oh my God. This is it, chat. This is the smoking gun. Tim Walz is finally, he's been exposed, chat. Oh shit! Oh shit. He took a picture with a dog that doesn't look like his dog. The tweet says, couldn't think of a better way to spend a beautiful fall day than at the dog park. I know Scout enjoyed it. And, you know, he mentioned Scout in the tweet, but we see a dog that doesn't look like Scout. Oh shit, chat. It's so Jover for Tim Walz. Tim Walz lied about his dog. Oh shit, oh shit.
Walz wrote, couldn't think of a better way to spend a beautiful fall day than at the dog park. I know Scout enjoyed it. That was the caption there. And yes, in that photo, Walz was posing with a dog other than Scout. So what might the insidious conspiracy be exactly? Was he lying about having a dog at all? Just all these years?
That's the theory. That's the crazy conspiracy theory. He lied about the dog the whole time. The chat says, you know, if Vance was stuffed into a locker, Coach Walz would be the one to pull him out, give him some water, and offer to call his parents for him. Yeah, he's just such a, like, genuinely nice dude. He seems like the kind of guy that if he saw someone, you know, struggling in the rain without a coat, he'd offer his own coat to them. He's the kind of guy that, I think they talked about, like, he did a video showing how to change like a bad headlight. So if you like needed your tire changed on your car or something, he'd help you out. He's just like that. Like what would you would think of when you think of like the perfect neighbor, like the guy you would go to borrow sugar if you needed sugar, the guy you would go to if you needed, you know, some sort of advice on some big life decision, because he's a neighbor you trust. Like that's what Tim Walz seems like. And I think that's the kind of people that people want to be their president, right?
Using a rotating cast of dogs as Scout? I mean, who knows?
He made a video about his favorite deli in Nebraska. I love delis! Delis are great. You haven't had a good sandwich until you've had a good sandwich from like a little hole-in-the-wall deli. Like, no cap.
As crazy as it sounds, bad faith right-wingers on social media said it was all evidence that Tim Walz was lying about something.
Oh my God, here we have Charlie Kirk. Let me close this. Tim Walz is an all-time legendary liar. Wait, so Walz is even lying about his dog? Rough stuff. Why would Tim Walz do this? It's creepy and weird. They try to use his creepy and weird thing against him all the time, but they just fall flat every single time. Yes, this is Tim Walz tweeting about his dog Scout. Only problem is that these are two completely different dogs. Jeez.
Well, no, actually. As you can see in this video from the very same day, also shared by Walz, he just took Scout to the dog park, where there are usually multiple dogs, which anyone
Exactly. He literally said in the original tweet, they went to the dog park. And there would definitely be other dogs at the dog park. Have you ever been to a dog park before? There are tons of dogs there. Some of which, shocking, are not your dog. I know, it's crazy.
Oh shit! Who goes to a dog park knows. Including, yes, the puppy from the picture that the trolls tried to misrepresent. Mystery solved, I guess.
This is such a cope. Like, they're literally trying any reason to clap at Tim Walz. Like, they can't find anything, so they take this like out of context like picture in a tweet to try and make it seem like he's lying about his dog. It's pure cope, chat.
You are coping,
Cope and see.
You just can't accept what you're seeing.
It's very stupid.
Coping and seeing. The truth is
Unbelievably stupid.
now you are molding and coping so hard.
I fucking hate everyone.
Mr. Cass says, I have never been to a dog park and my family will never go to a dog park. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Dog parks are quite fun. It's quite fun taking your dog to the dog park and meeting all the other dogs and watching them play together and stuff. It's great. It's great. Yeah, Shaggers in the chat says Doggate 2024. It do be like that. Charlie Kirk has never had a dog and he's jealous. Maybe that's what the problem is. He just wanted a little puppy and he's big mad because he didn't get one.
Of course, this is a particularly ironic attack coming from the party whose own rising star, you know I'm about to talk about here, Kristi Noem, boasted about hating her own family dog so much she took it to a gravel pit and shot it.
Yikes. Yikes.
And you know what? Tim Walz had a response for that too. Sharing this picture on social media with the caption, quote, post a picture with your dog that doesn't involve shooting them and throwing them in a gravel pit.
Oh my God. I love the way he's not afraid to clap back. When conservatives say or do something insanely stupid, he is not afraid to clap back. And I love that about him. I have to hear that one again because, oh my God, that was an insane clap back.
Shot it. And you know what? Tim Walz had a response for that too. Sharing this picture on social media with the caption, quote, post a picture with your dog that doesn't involve shooting them and throwing them in a gravel pit. I'll start.
Damn.
So better luck next time, guys.
Congratulations.
In the meantime, my advice in these situations would be to take a page from the FDR playbook. Just listen to how he reacted to equally ridiculous claims from his opponents about his own dog, Fala, during his 1944 re-election campaign.
These Republican leaders have not been content with attacks on me, or on my wife, or on my sons. No, not content with that. They now include my little dog, Fala.
President Roosevelt.
So apparently this isn't a new tactic. Apparently, like, dogs have come under attack during like election season as well. That's very strange. I didn't know that.
Won that election, by the way, thanks in part to that very speech. And little Fala was immortalized with a statue of his own right next to his dad at the Roosevelt Memorial. And I think there's actually an important lesson here.
Oh, that's a cute little puppy statue. Look at it.
FDR was right. If you resort to attacking a candidate's dog, you're probably losing. And you deserve all the ridicule coming your way. Coming up.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. Bizarre conspiracy theories surrounding Tim Walz Dog. God, these Republicans are so damn desperate to get anything against Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, and they're literally grasping at straws at this point. It's really fucking embarrassing.